Brother Sewing and Crafting family. I'm Brother Brand Ambassador Angela Wolf, and I'm so excited to see you today. I'm just going to warn you, this is going to be a crazy show. Not only is it going to be crazy, wait till you see what we're working on. Something really fun, easy to do. Why is it going to be crazy? Well, I'm just going to tell you. Gremlins got in my studio last night, and I jokingly said to the girls, I think I have a screw loose, literally, because my camera was like this. So if I end up upside down, or you're looking at my feet, or you're looking at Kathy's feet, or the stereo turns on, it's been a very unusual morning. So it's going to be a crazy show. So welcome, say hi. If you've never been here before, say hi, say where you're from. We are live streaming on Brother Sewing and Crafting Facebook and YouTube shows. And you can go back and watch these anytime. All right, so we have Barb and Kathy joining us today. I'm so excited, girls. I know it's going to be a crazy show, but you have an awesome project for us. Welcome. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Good. Very good. If you don't know these girls, they're brother educators. They're fabulous. They've been live with us for the whole last year or so, and you can go back and watch some of their many episodes, including Kathy's little recipes. What we call recipes on My Design Center. So, all right, I'm so excited for today. If all of our cameras work, the storms are going through, you know, you just never know. So we are live. Barb, what are you going to be showing us today?
Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to design a mug rug in your My Design Center. I'm working on the XP2. But if you have My Design Center, you can do this. And so we're going to be designing and showing you how to stitch out this little mug rug. But you can design anything you want in the Design Center, and that's what I hope you get excited about.
Oh, we love My Design Center. So what she said, though, is very important. You don't just have to have the luminaire for this. This goes back with the other My Design Center that you can find. Go check your machine. I have some people that never realized that their dream machine had My Design Center. So, I mean, go back and check your machine. You could follow along. And Kathy, you're showing us something really fun, too.
So I'm playing with the ScanNCut and showing you some quick gifts that you can make with the ScanNCut. And how you can turn some of your ScanNCut designs into embroidery stitch files.
That's going to be awesome. So it's going to be a coffee morning. Maybe that's what I needed, was some coffee.
That's what I was thinking.
This is going to be excellent. So I know all of you love to follow along. So here's a couple quick things. Just like I did with Jerry a couple days, if you missed his show on Tuesday, it was fantastic. And we made a really cool thing that went over your table for scraps, although we renamed it into, like, for a lot of other things. Remote controls, you name it. And you said, could I please have instructions? Well, Barb must have been watching the show, and she's like, you know what? I think I'm going to give you instructions for today as well. So I have already downloaded onto my blog. I will put a link here, and you can't print it off, but you can read along at this point, and you'll be able to go back and watch the replay of the video. So we're trying to make it easy for you to make all of these projects in advance. Thank you, Barb. All right, so this is going to be great. Who would like to kick it off?
I think I will.
All right, Kathy, you take it away.
Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to let you know is that a lot of times when we're putting a, let me grab it, we're putting a vinyl name on a cup or a tumbler that might have a shape to it. It doesn't have a straight side, so it gets narrower at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it does not come out straight once the vinyl is applied. So the trick to getting it straight is to make what they call, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, a truncated cone. And there is the description of it, or the definition of what that is. There are many places on the internet that you can get free SVG files that are already created, or there are some places, if you just do an internet search for truncated cone template, you can also go and make your own by your measurements. So I'm going to switch cameras, and I've already cut out Barb's name, and you can't tell much from looking at this, but it does have that slight curve to it.
You can just You can see it if you look closely. Like you kind of see
Yeah.
the little curve.
You can see the little bit of a curve. So what that's going to do is whenever I apply this to this cup, then it's going to be, if I try to get it on there straight, it's going to look more straight than what it would if I tried to do it otherwise.
You know, I'll bet you there's about half the people watching right now that are like, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. And all of our cups are going like that.
They are. And this is the spelling, Truncated.
All right, we got it.
Okay. So let me switch my camera.
Okay, while she's switching there, I have to say I have had cups that like are really narrow. In fact, my coffee cup this morning, that might have been my problem, was really small at the bottom and really wide at the top. That would need even more of a cone. All I'm thinking about is Jerry's dog when he had the cone on his head. This is all coming back now. All right, Kat, we can see you great.
So what I did was I created the name, and there is a portion of InDesign Canvas workspace where you can fit text to a path. And because of having bad internet today, I can't show you online or on my computer.
Oh, that looks good.
So I really like Brothers transfer tape because it does have the guidelines on it, and I try and use that. And so I'm just now going to burnish this onto my cup. Probably one of the things that I should point out that I did before we started was I used alcohol and a paper towel and just cleaned this surface. And I try to do that with everything that I'm putting vinyl on. And the other thing I hope you can see is I'm just rolling this back and trying to keep it on itself. And to me, that seems to work the best if you're putting vinyl on.
That looks great. So do your nails too, Kathy. Your nails look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. I was just thinking how horrible they looked.
No.
They look good on camera. That's all that matters, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, I can see, and you probably can't, that there's a few little air bubbles. But one thing with vinyl is it really needs to cure for about 48 hours before you even hand wash it. I would not put it in the dishwasher. But there is a quick gift for my friend Barb. I went to my local discount store, and they had these little cups that you could put a picture in it because it's 2 layers. I just sewed some fabric strips. I probably should have put some decorative stitching on it, but I didn't.
That's really cute. Just a quick question for you. Is there any special type of vinyl or not brand, but type of vinyl that will work better in the dishwasher? Or do you have any recommendations, or do you just hand wash?
I just hand wash.
Yeah,
all
I
of my
do,
vinyl.
but I was just checking.
Or I should probably be more correct and say my husband hand washes it.
Be specific now.
So the next one
really
is
good project. Okay, so I'll be quiet and bring you back up here. Here you go.
This is the next design that I've got to put on a coffee mug. But I also took the design, and almost every Brother ScanNCut comes with some little pens and this standard holder. So this pen fits right in this holder, and I can put that in place of where the blade goes. And so that's what I use to draw this design instead of cut it. But I've also cut it out of vinyl as well to put on this coffee mug. So these are just little inexpensive coffee mugs from the dollar store.
Which, by the way, is no affiliation to Brothers, so just go to a general store.
Just any dollar stores. I mean, I live in a rural country, and that's all we have for shopping. So I'm going to take and wipe this off with alcohol. And then I'm going to take my little design. Oops, I guess I didn't burnish it well enough. You've got to make sure that it really sticks to your transfer tape so that you can pull it all off. Let's see if I can. There's one more spot that it just doesn't want to lift. Maybe two. There we go. Now something like this, because this was a saying instead of just one word, it's harder to fit it to the shape. So therefore, I'm just going to kind of use the guidelines that are on my transfer tape and try and get that as close to straight as I possibly can.
That's a great tip, Kathy, to use the guidelines for that. I think a lot of people just see those lines on there and don't realize you can line up your text, but you can really line it up when you're putting something on a cup like that.
Put something on a cup.
Mm-hmm.
And Barb's going to go into more detail on it, but what I did after I had drawn the design was I then made a mug rug with that same design.
Oh, that's cute.
In my design center. And I love this little quilt block. We got new software this month or last month, because this is September now. But in August, we got advanced quilt design software, and this I've been playing with it, and this is one of the blocks.
That's adorable.
Software. So this is how you can easily make a quick gift for someone. I just used glue and glitter too down here on the bottom of this mug just to.
I thought you bought it that way. You actually did that?
I did.
Oh, that's cute.
That's why it's not straight, because I just taped off a line.
I thought I wouldn't even go there. I would say it was intentional. I thought that is the cutest cup. I did notice it wasn't straight, but I thought it was on purpose.
No. So there's another quick and easy gift that you can make somebody. And I don't know about everybody else, but I tend to make a lot of my gifts for the holidays for my family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one that, and my family loves mug rugs. So this is going to be someone's gift already done for the holidays.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Hey, what model ScanNCut are you using, by the way? Some people are asking that.
I'm using the SDX 225, but I will tell you I have on order one of the new models, because instead of me having to draw this design and scan it on my Luminaire, with the new model and the program, there's a program that will allow you to automatically send from your ScanNCut to your Luminaire for designs in my design center.
That's going to make it very speedy.
It eliminates several steps. So I was just going to take a minute and show you some of the other things that I've been working on with my ScanNCut.
We'd love to see.
And I just dropped a whole bunch on the floor, but
I told you it's going to be a crazy show.
it is. So I'm in the process of trying to purge my sewing area and redecorate. So this sewing machine came from BES4 software, and I made an applique out of it. But I could also send it to my ScanNCut to cut the fabric for me, and it was the perfect size. But if I get up a little bit closer, can you see the rhinestones around it?
Oh, yes, we can.
So if you have the rhinestone kit, then you can actually just make an offset of your shape and cut a rhinestone template. And this is my rhinestone template. So I just brushed all of my rhinestones in these holes that were cut. And then there is a transfer, silicone heat resistant transfer paper that you use to pick up all your rhinestones as one pattern. So I save these in case I want to use them again. So I just put it on a, one of those little page protector things, and I keep them in a notebook to reuse if I want to at a later time.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Barb, you must have a ton of those too that you like. I just have them on top of each other. They're so disorganized.
Well, I have several of them, but sometimes I will take something like Kathy just showed us. And if I don't think I'm going to do another sewing machine, I will use the empty spaces to do a different design off of that same piece.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Oh, that's precious.
So this is just a door hanger. This was cut out of heat transfer vinyl, put onto just a wide ribbon. This is actually a pizza pan that was spray painted, what it's made out of.
That's cool.
So we have a new neighbor that's having a house built. So when they get moved in, I'm going to give them that. And then I also did the tea towel with the embroidered welcome on it.
Very cool.
So that didn't take long at all. One of my other favorite things to play with are those stretched canvases that you see at the craft and hobby stores. And I take the canvas off and use the frame, spray painted it. And this is that heat transfer vinyl again, and just made a sign.
That's a good, actually, I've been purging as well. And I found a package of 5 of those canvas wrapped. And I'm like, what am I going to do with these? Well, now I know. I never thought of taking the canvas off and spray painting and doing something cute like that.
Yeah, it makes inexpensive frames. And I just put one of those little hanger things on the back of it after I get it finished. And this will be for someone in my family for Christmas because we're full of Mickey Mouse fans here.
That's awesome. So that's heat transfer vinyl. I can see a lot of questions, people asking, which vinyl, which vinyl? That's heat transfer.
This is heat transfer vinyl because this is actually fabric. I found this really cool fabric that looked like it had the wood print on it.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. It looked like paper or a real print.
It's actually a fabric.
That's neat.
So the next thing is, this is just for me, but it's a, let's see if we can get more of this. So it's a dry erase board that you just make one of those reusable calendars out of. And it came with 2 little magnets. And so I had to decorate the magnets. So I just made little buttons, what looked like buttons, to put on the magnets. So that's another new decoration for my sewing area. This is a gift to myself.
That's cute.
Aren't those fun?
Yeah, those are really fun. And you did all of that with the ScanNCut. That's what I can see the question.
Everything that I've showed you has been done with the ScanNCut.
Wow.
Okay, now for I know everybody has these little paper plate holders. Remember the old rattan paper plate holders that you would
yes.
drag out at, when you were having a barbecue or something outside?
I remember. Do you remember, Barb?
Yeah, I still have some.
I
So
think
did
I
I. So spray paint one orange. With the new rotary blade for the ScanNCut, you can use it with any of the DX models. You just need to update the firmware for your machine. But I wanted to try cutting felt. And so that's why this little cutie was made. Because all of this is felt. And the gray felt is a pretty thick felt.
Oh, yeah.
See how thick that is? And it
Oh,
cut
yeah.
it like butter. No fuzzies on the outside edge or anything. So that new rotary blade is a must-have.
That really made, even within the teeth area, it's so sharp. I mean, that's like a pretty, I meant like sharp, like as in square,
Yeah.
very precise.
But look at the leaves too.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable.
So those were more of an intricate cut. So that's another one of my things.
Kathy, Leslie says, don't waste the canvas that just came off of your, for those frames that you were making. She said, make purses with the canvas. Good idea,
So
Leslie.
it's saved in a corner.
Oh, that's cute.
So this is just a canning jar that was painted. And then I used Canvas Workspace to create a circle for the size of the opening and just an X to cut in the center. And you put tissue in it and it makes a cute little tissue holder.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
So I even found tissues that were in a round canister made to fit in the drink holders of your car, and they fit perfectly inside this.
So on the top, do you just have cardboard there that the tissues are coming out of?
Yeah, you know, you can get those little packs of like scrapbook paper.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the cardboard that was on the back of one of those packs.
Oh my word. That's cute. Someone's asking that when you did that felt, when you cut that felt, what mat did you use, and did it leave a hot mess when you were finished?
I used my low-tack mat, and yes, it did leave felt on there, but I've made a habit of whenever I get finished with my mats for the day, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a non-alcohol baby wipe and I'm going to clean that mat.
That's a good idea.
So, and because we have a baby in our family, they're readily available.
Did you, and again, did you say use the low tack mat? Is that what I didn't, is that what you said?
Yes, use the low tack mat.
Just want to make sure you heard that, Pat.
Okay, and so before I turn it over to Barb, this was the last thing that I made.
Oh, that's cute.
It's just a little clear ornament, and I'm starting to see them in the stores now. But what is unique about this, and I think you can see it from the side, there's a little floating film inside there. This is the mermaid that's in Canvas Workspace as one of the projects, and it's a pillow cover. So this just goes to show that you don't always have to use the designs as they show. You can always do something different. So those little ornaments are fun to make. And to make the ornaments, you're going to use your printable sticker function And I'll show you what some of the printable stickers look like.
Diana has a good idea. Well, actually, she has a question, but it's a great idea. While you're talking about all the ScanNCut, could you trace grandkids' hands and feet and print them and cut them out for a quilt? Yes, you could, Diana.
Absolutely. You're just going to scan in on your ScanNCut. And I wished that my internet was not acting up today so I could actually show you all of that. But it's not wanting to cooperate today. So this is a premium kit that you can purchase, and it's called the Printable Sticker Kit. So you print out these sheets of sticker paper that comes in the kit. Then you cover it with a clear, glossy page that also comes in the kit. And then when you cut them out, I now have stickers that I can put on things.
Oh, that's cute.
Aren't those cute?
Yes.
But I used that printable sticker function to create the insert for my ornaments. And you can see here's two. I just found a picture on the internet.
Those are adorable.
And so this black line is what it's going to cut whenever I scan this into my ScanNCut. I would scan it and do just do a direct cut, and it's going to pick up the outline. It won't pick up this picture that's in the center. It's just going to pick up the outline and cut around it. And then you roll it up. You take the little top off the ornament and you roll it up and you stick it inside, and you can see that once I've got it inside, it kind of looks like it's floating in there.
That's very cool.
So my grandkids get special ornaments every year for Christmas. And so
Judging by all these projects, you've been very busy, by the way.
I have been having so much fun playing with my ScanNCut. So anyway, that's my ScanNCut. Like I said,
Hey,
I wish my internet
Anita
was
just
working.
said, could you tell her one more time what ScanNCut that is? Because she has a Luminaire and she wants to make sure she gets the ScanNCut that will work, that will talk to each other.
Okay, this one, the one that I have is the SDX 225. The new model that just launched last month is the SDX 325, or the Disney model is the SDX 330.
Okay, did you get that? So it's one of those two new models. And she said she doesn't care about Disney, so then grab the other one.
So I just told my dealer whichever one they get in first, I'll take.
That's a good way to do it. And Anita,
right,
you can also just call your brother dealer and they can help you with that too. So sorry about that, Barb. Kathy, go ahead.
So if there's no other questions, I'll switch my camera around and let Barb take it over.
Sure. Let me see. I see one more. Oh, Stephanie wants to know, where do you get those sticker sheets? Are those a brother product?
They are. Let's see if I can grab it real quick. You'll see my feet moving around.
Yep, Marcia asked the same thing. It is. Oh, here we go. Let me bring her up. There we go, Kathy. Printable sticker sheet set. Don't say that fast 3 times, but printable sticker sheet set.
And these are the extra ones when you purchase the printable sticker kit. It will come with a few, but I ran out of the first few. And so in this extra set, I got 7 additional sheets of stickers and 7 additional laminate sheets. But I mean, there's so many that are already in with the function. All of these that are on this page right here were part of the printable function. And you can go in and change your text.
I love that. So here's another question for you while you have those stickers up. I think 3 people are asking the same thing. Vicky and Brianna. What is this? How is that sticker clear and not sticky? The one that you put inside the ornament. And Brianna is also asking, what material did you use to roll that into the ornament? Was that this actual sticker or did you print it on something else?
No, I used the printable sticker function, but I actually printed on what's called transparency overheads. You know, like back in the old school days where the teacher would write on the overhead projector.
Yes. Can you still find that stuff?
You can just go to any office supply store, and it comes in 2 varieties, either one for an inkjet printable or laser printable. Just make sure that you get the correct one for the type of printer you have. And then the lettering was put on the outside of the ornament so that it has that 3D effect.
That is awesome. Great idea. So I hope I got those for you, Vicki and Brianne. Great question. Perfect. All right. Excellent. So Kathy, you come back to us. I'll let you get your camera. And Barb, I'm going to bring you up here real quick. I'm really excited. So before you get started, everyone wants to know how those hoops are hanging behind your head. Is it pegboard? Or just nails?
No, I'm in my basement. That's my studio. And so there's just decorative nails stuck in the wall. And then I put hoops on them because why not?
I love it. I love it. Okay. So the mug rug, somebody asked what that is just before you start. And it's a very simple term, but everyone loves that word. A mug rug. Yes. For your mug.
So like we have a wooden table and there is something in the center that the kids can put their mugs or their glasses on, but they usually don't. They put it on the wood part. So these are great because then that saves your wood from any rings from the moisture. But anyway, I am a little nervous that I have enough time to do this, but let's get started. What I'm going to do is teach you how to make your own patterns. So we're going to do this one, and the instructions that Angela have are for this one. But once I show you how to do it in your design center, you can do anything you want, okay? So the reason I did this coffee sewing repeat is because Kathy sent me this from something that she created in ScanNCut, and then we're going to show you how we can turn it into a stitch file. So I'm going to change my camera real quick and we're get started.
Excited. And I will put a link for all of you to click on, later on that you can go back. Don't forget, you can rewatch and we'll follow her steps. So just follow along, and I'd probably watch the whole thing first. Don't even take notes yet.
Yes, yes, because I'm going to go pretty fast. So we're in the design center. I should go back home to the, wait, what happened?
I told you there's gremlins. Where did you look like a gremlin on there?
All right, I'm going to shoot.
Go back and just check your camera, or maybe switch back and then back.
I mean, I didn't change anything, didn't move anything. Looks like I can't get either. My camera's up now.
I told you it's a crazy day. I just had a light to turn on. There's something going on.
Oh gosh. All right, how about if I'm gonna say leave you and come back, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
You can if you want. There's a few other questions coming up I could take, and we can go a little bit over one too if you'd like. All right, she's leaving. Hey, Kathy. Well, she'll be right back. I know everyone's like, the anticipation. Oh, okay. So while we're there, though, Leslie has a great question. Can the rotary blade be used on the SDX 125?
It is my understanding that any of the DX, so if it has DX in the name, that it can be, but I would double check.
Brother confirms. Yes. How did I not know that they'd be in there typing for us? Thank you. Thank you. Kelly says a mug rug is a rectangular, so there's room for your mug and your cookie. Yes. Or chocolates or whatever. All right. Let's see if Barb is back. Uh-oh, Barb, you're still, we see just a white little emoji.
With the camera, right?
Yeah.
This is crazy. I was on a Zoom meeting before this and everything was working fine.
I think I have to tell you, when you talk, the emoji actually is talking. Let me think if there's any other troubleshooting. Can you, well, because you're on the, there you go. Hey, you're there. Nobody breathe. Nobody breathe.
Okay, we're going to My Design Center right here on our home page. This is your design page. And we're going to create this mug rug. So the first thing we need to do is bring in the lettering we're going to do. So remember I showed you, she sent me this file and I put it on my scan board, and I'm going to use this scan leaf up here and line design and scan. And it's going to scan for us what's on the board. So while that's scanning, I'm going to go ahead and go further to talk about a little bit of a few more things. You don't have to do exactly what I'm showing you in the pattern is. I did this one, and all I did was move that oval up into the corner of this mug rug and chose a different pattern. I love the way this laid on that fabric. I chose a shape out of the design center, a flower, and then I made two different sizes. I cut the middle one off of ScanNCut, and then I assigned a stitch around this, and it's the same coffee sewing thing. Then I did this one. I created this octagon in Design Center because there aren't any, and I'll show you how to draw lines, and use some accent fabric, and I brought words in from the machine. So I used different fonts and just different sizes and brought the words in. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and crop this coffee sewing repeat into just closer to the words, because I don't need all this extra out there, and say okay, and it's going to turn it into a stitch file for me. So I'm going to set it, and I'm perfectly happy with what it is, but I do want to rotate this and center it. It thinks this is the center.
Barb, just real quick, check that your plug-in is all the way, because it just, when you turned it that one time, it went out again. So just check your plug.
Okay. All right, so I am plugged in. Let's go back here. And
there you are. There you are. Perfect. Okay.
So it thinks the center is where it was in the center of the page, which it's not. So I'm just going to rotate this 90 degrees because that's the way it's going to be in my hoop. It's like that. And I'm going to center it. And I'm just going to eyeball this. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that I have a 5x7 frame up in my screen that I did in my settings pages. And I also have a 1-inch grid, and you'll see why I've done that also. So I'm just going to eyeball this to see how close I can get this to center. And then I'm all good with it. And I'm going to say, okay. And I'm going to save it in the memory pocket of the design center right here. Save it. Then I'm going to clear that out. That's one of the elements that are going to go in onto our mug rug. Now I'm going to draw a couple of lines because I need to know where these seams are going to be for the accent fabric. To draw the lines, I'm just going to go into line properties, and I'm going to choose a straight stitch and a straight line because I want to draw a straight line, and you'll see this is activated. I know I need 4 inches, and that's why I have my 1-inch grid. So I'm going to draw lines 2 inches above center and 2 inches below center. And literally you just touch and drag. And I want to make sure that they go past my 5x7 image of my hoop. And then I'll go in and erase the excess because otherwise it won't fit in my 5x7 hoop. I know where my hoop is because it's this line in between my 1-inch grids. So I'm just going to go all the way over to where the frame is, and I'm going to erase on all sides. Oop, there we go. And you don't have to don't be crazy about this. Just get it close. And I didn't even do that one perfectly straight, but trust me, you're going to be thrilled in the end. You can spend all the time you want to try to get it perfect and straight. So now I have my lines. I'm going to say okay and save this in the memory pocket of the design center. Why? Because we have to build these pieces. They can't all be in one place to start with. When you do an embroidery design, you stitch out different colors in an order, and we're going to do the same thing here. So now I'm going to bring in a rectangle shape, and I'm going to use the rounded edged rectangle, and I'm going to size that in my design center to 4.65 by 6.95, and I'm just going to bring it down here, and of course I brought it down way too fast. 4.69, and the numbers are just whatever size you're going to create. Oh, it's 4.65. I thought that was a little weird. And then 6.9.
Hey, Barb.
Am I out again?
We lost you again, so you might have to go back just a few. I don't know. Yeah, just go back. There you go. You're back.
So I'm still sizing this to 6.95 wide. And like I said, it's just whatever size you're going to make, you figure out your numbers. It's 9.5. Why am I going 6.5? Golly, what is wrong with this thing?
I know. It's like in and out, in and out. Okay, we're good.
And all I'm doing is putting it back on StreamYard. So it's whatever. Then I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to say, okay, rotate 90 degrees, because again, that's where we want this to be shaped, and say, okay. Now I want to make sure this is a single stitch. So I go to my line properties and I make sure it's a single stitch, and it is, and I'm good to go. It's okay. Save in the memory pocket again of the design center, because that's another step of what I'm doing. And all clear. All clear just means you're clearing your screen. It's in your pocket. Now I want to bring in my words, and they're already in my pocket. So I bring in my words from my pocket, and there they are. And I say, okay. And I want to put an oval around them. So I'm going to grab a shape.
Oh, Barb. Hate to say it. Okay, there you go.
I'm going to grab a shape, just a circle for now, and I'm going to shape it like an oval around here. So I'm going to size this quite a bit smaller. I came in at 8.6 just because I want to get it real tight around 3.86. 3. Okay, close enough. And then it was 3.18 on the bottom. So I want to make it oval shaped. So that's what's so 3 point. I'm going too far. 1.8. All right. So if you look at it now, it's really nice tight oval around the words, but I want to center it a little bit better. And I can do that just by eyeballing it. Nice and easy. Now I want to add one more thing. So I'm going to go in here and add the rectangle. Oh, sorry. I should just add it from the pocket because we've already done it. Silly me. So I'm going to add the rectangle in here. But this time I don't want the rectangle to sew, and you'll understand that in a second. So I'm going to go in here, say, don't stitch. I just need to know where you are. And then I do my fill bucket and I touch my line and it will not stitch. Okay. Then I'm going to add a little bit more. We're going to go to region properties, and I'm going to open up my fill options. There are 42 of them here, and I'm just going to do 001 on this one. I did different on different ones. Choose a color, and I'm going to fill between the oval and the rectangle. So I do want the oval to stitch, but I didn't want the rectangle to stitch, and that's why I didn't have it sew. Got it? But I need the parameters. Again, memory of the pocket of the machine, and we're good to go. One more thing we have to add. Where did I go? Return. I didn't want to go there. I want to go all clear. One more thing I have to add, and that's the rectangle again, but I'm going to size it differently. I'm going to assign a different stitch to it. So I'm going to bring the rectangle in because this is my final stitch. I want this one to be 6.50. So I'm going to bring it down. So 6.5 inches by 4.5 inches is what I'm going to do. So 6.5 by 4.5. And again, the numbers are just whatever you want, whatever size you want your mug rug to be. And they can be anything. All right, now it's 6.5 by 4.5, and I want it to be a triple stitch. I'm coming. There we go. I don't know why it's doing it. So I want it to be a triple stitch. So I come back in here to my line properties and I say, make it a triple stitch. Okay. Open my flood fill, coming. That's so strange. Open my flood fill and touch my line, and it is now a triple stitch in memory of the pocket. Now all my pieces are in the memory of the pocket of the design center, everything I need. So I'm going to start by bringing the first one out, which is my placement stitch. And that would be not the last rectangle I saved, but the first one. It's a different size. Now this one is also a triple stitch, which I don't want, but I'm going to go to next and I'm going to tell it just be a plain stitch. Well, it actually is. So I'm good to go. This is perfectly ready for me. So I'm going to say set, okay, and embroidery. No, I shouldn't have gone embroidery. Set and okay. And I'm in my embroidery side. So this is the first piece of our design. Now I need to add the next piece of the design, which are the lines. So add in my design center from the pocket, my lines that I drew. So here they are. And I'm okay. And I'm going to say next, and I will check the kind of stitch it is because I can see it in the preview window. Good to go, set, and okay. Coming.
Oh.
Here we go. So now I have the second step of my design, but I've noticed that this is too big. I didn't erase something, so I need to go in here and size it. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in my 5x7 hoop. So I'm going to size it down to, let's go this way. Whoop, too far. Good enough. I don't know why it came in a different size. I obviously missed something. All right, that's going to be good. And then I need to add my next step. So I'm going to add from the design center, from the memory pocket, the same lines. Because first of all, they are a placement line. And secondly, they are the stitch down line. So I need two sets of them.
Hey, Barb.
The camera goes out?
I know. We're going to call it Blinky.
Yeah. All right. So I'm bringing in the second set of lines this time, and I need to make sure that they're the right size, but I can go ahead and set and okay, and I can size over here. Now, if I had brought in the one I already had, I wouldn't have to size this one down. So this one I'm going to size and move over, and we're good. So the next thing we have to bring in are our words. So add from the design center memory pocket, and I'm going to bring in the words, the oval, and the quilting. We put all of those in there and say okay. Now I'm going to change a few things on here. So when I went to my next page, I see that it's 100% stitching size, and that's way too much stitching. So I'm going to press my size and touch and hold until I can make it as big as I can, which is 200%. And when I say okay, it is going to redigitize or prepare my stitches for me. All set. So you see there's much less stitching there. Now I'm going to use the arrow to make sure that my oval, and I can see it's the oval selected with the red box around it, is my plain stitch. Getting it? And I'm going to arrow then to my letters. So here are my letters, but it's only got a red box around one of them. So if I link them all together, all of them have red boxes around them, and I can change these to a triple stitch, which is what I want. Okay, so there I have everything I need now, and I can go ahead and go set and okay, and I have added that step. The last step we have to add is the final stitch, which is that triple stitch. Okay, so we're going to add to the design center the triple stitch rectangle. It's the final stitch. And then I'll show you how to lay all these out. So that's the last one I saved. Say okay. And I can go to next to check that this is a triple stitch. It is. And I know it's the right size. Set, okay. And I now have all of my steps that I need to make the mug rug. So now let me show you how that happens. The first thing you do is hoop your frame, 5x7 in this case, with cutaway like a poly mesh stabilizer. And you're going to stitch your placement stitch. That's your first step, right? And then, I know.
Right? But no, there we go. Okay.
So I stitch that down, and then after I stitch it, I lay my center fabric right side up, and I just eyeball it in the center because I've given you extra. So on the instructions, it tells you what size to cut everything and everything. Then when I'm done with that, I stitch my first set of lines because they are my placement lines. And then I take my accent fabric right side down. Right side down. Oh.
We're feeling your pain, Barb. We're feeling your pain.
Right side down, and the top one goes just above the top line. I'm coming. I only have so many hands. So just above the top line, and the bottom, and most of it is underneath the line, and the bottom piece, right side down, goes just below the bottom line, with most of it extending to the middle. So that's how you place these, and then you stitch your next line stitch, which is step number 3, because now it will tack those down. After you have stitched them, you want to fold them open and press. At this point, if you wanted to, you could do the rectangle again to hold everything down. You can tape. It doesn't need either, but you can do whatever you're comfortable with. After you've done that, you're going to stitch the center, all the coffee and the quilting and all that stuff. You're going to go ahead and stitch it right on that. After that stitch, you take your 2 back pieces, which you have the dimensions for, and you fold them right sides together and give them a press so you have a fold on both back pieces. You're going to overlap one over the other about an inch, okay? And then you just lay them down on the top of your front piece. That's it. Then you're going to stitch your last rectangle. And I have a hint for you, because when you stitch that around, you're going to have one side or the other, depending on how you laid it out, where the foot is going to very possibly catch that. So this is a hint that a lot of you know, but some of you don't, and I think it's extremely valuable. So I'm going to move this over here so you can see what I'm going to do. I have to get this to the right stitch, so give me a second to fast forward through everything. So it's stitching around, and it does just fine until it gets close to where you're going to go near that flap. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch, but say I've been stitching and I stop it, and then I'm going to start it again. But this time when I start it, I'm going to hold down my go button, and it's going to go very, very slow until I decide to let it go faster. And after I know that the foot is cleared over that area, I let go and just let it continue to stitch. That is a great thing to do for any going over zippers or tough places, and you can always slow down your stitch by just holding on to it. So after you've gone all the way around, you simply cut everything to 1/4 of an inch around your whole thing, turn it right side out through the pockets or the 2 back pieces, and then you're going to take it and use your pokey tool, whatever you have. I have no idea where I got this, but I've had it forever, and I love it because it has the nice rounded edge that I can run all the way around the edge. Now I froze. And coming back, or hoping to.
Like,
all right,
I'm back.
And then you're going to take it and press it so you have a nice clean match on your sides. And remember, I said you can do anything you want. So when I drew the lines for this, I started with the octagon, and then I drew the lines only 1 inch apart. This was the shape in my design center. I'm going to write that over here. So in your shapes, I pulled out this flower, and it was in this category here. Where's the flower I used? There. That's the flower I used for this one. And like I said, I just sized it. And this one, I just stitched out a design built into the machine. Then I added echo for my quilting around it. And I added the font. So M stands for mini, magical, marvelous, and memorable. So I just had fun with different fonts and the colors. And then this one is also a shape. So there's a car. And I just made it a car. And I sized it according to what size this was. You're going to assign a running stitch for the placement room. And then you're going to assign whatever stitch you want to hold it down. And I did send it to ScanNCut and cut it over there. So I love these for, like I said, the kids to put their drinks on my wooden table. And they can be used for so many things. And now you have an idea of how to design pretty much anything in the Design Center. I hope that made sense.
It did, even with Blinky. That was such a fun project. So she's coming back. I'll wait till she comes back on her regular camera. So before you go, a couple of things I want to point out. I have directions for you that Barb has typed up. We lost Barb for a second when she comes back. But real quick, copy, sewing, repeat. I want to bring this up with you, Kathy. This was what she was talking about. She's using Canvas Workspace. And it's free to use. You can log in. What you were saying, you can click New and start a whole new project. So have fun in there. She did the download version. I use it online. And then I'm going to bring Barb back up here because Barb sent me directions and a cute photo this morning. So I put the link in the comments for you, but I want to bring this up for you. Just while you're there, though, a couple of things while I'm bringing this up. Barb, someone said, let me see if I can find her. She said, I love this, but can you add batting to it?
Yes, of course. And I would do that first. I would put the batting down before you started to build the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have batting on mine. I leave them everywhere. Don't do too much batting, though, because then your cup will tip over. All right, let me bring this here. Just so you can see, I think this is it. There we go. There's her picture. You can click right on here, click read more, and it will take you to, you can rewatch the video if you want, and you can, let me take that off your head. Sorry, Barb. And then here's all the instructions that she gave you. Now you can't print these, but you can just read them through there. And it's very easy to follow along. And then if you want to go back and watch Jerry's, if you just go click down, I'll make sure there's a link to Jerry's. Oh, it's right here. You just keep going through Jerry's is 2 behind that. So I'm trying to put those in there for you for these projects. And when the girls or guys give me this stuff, I can put it in there for you. So you can go back and watch, even with Blinky, Barb. It was awesome. We love it. All right, let me
doing that.
And everybody loved your tip for the green button. They love it. No more taping. Great idea.
Don't need to.
All right, I'm making sure there aren't any more questions. Oh, here we go. Here's Lois said, did you say there was any batting between your layers? No, but would you just repeat what you had said? Is it just fabric and stabilizer?
That's all I did on these, but you absolutely can add batting, and you would lay that down first, absolutely first, and then you could do your first rectangle or whatever shape you have and tack that down and then add on top of that, build on top of that.
Excellent. Hi, Jennifer. If it's a long day for you, you know it's been a long day for us too, but we're happy you're here. Welcome to the party. And you're welcome for the instructions. They're on there. So it's easy to follow. All right, let's see. Everybody's saying thank you. So cute. And also, everyone's saying thank you for the instructions. Well, that way you can just watch the whole thing through first. I always recommend that first anyways, and then go back and go step by step. Right next to put the YouTube video right from Brother Sews right on your tablet, and you can watch it right next to the computer. And Kathy, your projects, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go back through and watch and take notes because you just gave so many gift ideas to go with this mug rug that you're going to have the best present ever. And I love how you folded it up. You fold the mug rug up and stick it in your cup. That's the way to do it.
Stick it in a little gift bag. You can even make gift bags with your ScanNCut and pretty pattern paper.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, everybody's saying thank you. Ladies, this was just a wonderful time. I love these quick and easy gifts, and it's great to do it now because now some of us have a little bit more time than all of a sudden when November and December rolls around. So
absolutely.
And I'd like to be your neighbor, Kathy. I love those welcome gifts.
Oh, well, I think they're just waiting for their house to be finished. It was supposed to be done mid-June.
Oh, gosh. Oh, get in line, right? It seems to be a long. So here's Brother Sews. If you go there, if you scroll to the bottom, you can go back and watch the blog. They have a blog for sewing and crafting. You can also find your local brother dealer by punching in your zip code and know where to go. All right, so that's a wrap. I think, Kathy, just one more time, will you please tell them the 2 ScanNCuts that will let your Luminaire talk to the ScanNCut? Tell them which ones they are again.
The new SDX 325. So 325 is the latest version, or SDX 330. So
All
the
right.
300 series.
So you got it. And if you have any questions, just call your brother dealer. That's where you have to get these anyways. So check them out. And also, all the new products are coming in. Everybody's very excited about that. So, Barb, Kathy, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye, everybody. Go play.
Go play. And Brother Sewing and Crafting family, thank you for spending an hour with us. I know you have a lot of things you could be doing, but we really appreciate you hanging out with us. So I'll see you Saturday on It's So Easy, and then back to next week on Tuesday. Have a great Labor Day weekend. And on Tuesday, we have Joanne Banco, and I believe it's at noon Eastern Standard Time. So mark your calendar. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Upsize your creativity with the all-new, all-smart Innovus NQ1700E, only from your friends at Brother. Demo one at your Brother dealer today.